Good afternoon, friends. I am Lisa. I'm happy to be here with you today, one of your mentors. I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about doing math facts over the summer without flashcards. In my other life, I work with quite a few students in math skills, and so these are just some things I've picked up along the way. I see that some of you have joined. Go ahead and tell me your name and where you're from, just so we know who's here and we can say welcome. One of the ways that I like to practice math facts, first of all, I don't like to use anything that's special or whatnot, just things that you have around the house. So the first thing I want to talk about is just a normal deck of playing cards. So this is just a regular deck of cards. I have taken the, hi Rachel from Pennsylvania, glad to have you here. And Michelle from Connecticut, thanks for joining us. So I have taken the face cards out because you can use the ace for one. Jeanette from North Carolina, good to see you. And then they go up to 10. We got Arkansas, Canada, Wisconsin. Y'all are testing my geography there with your abbreviations. Thanks for joining us. Pennsylvania. So take the face cards out. South Africa, we're international today. So go ahead, take your face cards out, and the first game that I want to teach you is like Go Fish, except instead of pairs, you're going to match tens, because that's a huge skill. When we ask children to add a long column of numbers, we tell them to look for tens, but they don't really have any frame of reference for that. So not only do we have South Africa and Canada, we have England and Nigeria. That's really exciting. So what we're going to do is deal a hand to whoever's playing, and that's just 7 cards. So I'm going to do that real quick. All right, so I'm going to show you my hand because that's not cheating. So I have a 10, so that's an automatic pair. So I'll lay that down and I'll get a point for that. Then I'm going to look in my hand for other things that add to 10. So I have a 6 and a 4. So where you would normally take out 2 6s, I'm going to take out something that adds to 10. So a 6 and a 4, I get to take that out. And I have an 8 and a 2, so I'm going to take that out. So I'm left with these 2 cards, a 9 and a 5. So when it's my turn, I'm going to ask someone who's playing the game either for a 1 to make my 9 into a 10, or a 5 to make my 5 into a 10. So it's just like Go Fish. If you don't have one, you tell me to go fish. I draw a card. If I do have it, I need to give it to you. Lay down your matches in front of you. Whoever has the most matches win. Generally, if you're playing with 2 people, I will let the child say, if I'm holding a 9 and it's their turn, I'll say, I'll let you win if you can tell me what card I have, and they generally can do that. So that is a good way to help your kids learn to make tens, which is a great skill when they are later on trying to add long columns of numbers they can group in tens. So that's one game you can play. Another game that I like to play with cards is War, and it works whether you're teaching addition, subtraction, or multiplication. It even works with integers, positives and negatives. So again, I keep the face cards out just because that keeps it 10 and under. In War, of course, you deal the whole deck out, so there's no draw pile. And instead of turning 1, like in a normal War, you will turn 2. So if it is my turn and I turn 2 cards and I'm doing addition, I would add 10 plus 6 is 16. My child would add theirs. Whoever had the most would take the pair. You do need to adjust a War. If you tie, instead of, I learned War, 1, 2, 3 flip, but that makes the cards come out uneven. So you need to do 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then flip 2 more for a War. So you can do it with subtraction. So I could do 10 minus 6 is 4. Sometimes when I do subtraction, we go for the lowest. Sometimes we still do the highest. You can multiply. And then if you're going to do integers, just let your red cards represent negatives. Your black cards represent positives. You can still do addition, subtraction, and multiplication with them that way. When I do subtraction and I'm doing integers, well, when I'm not doing integers, obviously we're still teaching that you can't subtract 6 minus 10. So it's easy to know that you have to do 10 minus 6. When I'm teaching integers, you do have to pay attention to the one that comes first so that they, so it could be 6 minus 10, it could be 6 minus 10, just depending on the color of the cards. So pay attention to the order. So war is a great way to run through those facts without a flashcard, especially if you have a competitive child. Another thing that you can do is not necessarily who has the highest, but who said the correct answer the fastest if you're working on really on those fact fluency. So encourage them to try to get it out as quickly as they can. So those are all some games that you can play just with regular playing cards, and it's more fun than flashcards. Another thing that I like to use is dice. Of course, you can use your regular dice. If you have 2, roll them. You can add, you can subtract, you can multiply. But over time, I have found this die has 20 on the outside, and it has this little red die inside. I'm not sure if you can see it, and it goes up to 10. So one roll, and you can add, multiply, or subtract. That's fun. Then this one also has, it's just a 6 and a 6, but there's one inside, so that's fun. I have picked up these 10-sided die. I think these are for some kind of role-playing game, something, I don't know. But they go up to, I'm sorry, they're not 10-sided, they're 12-sided, so you can roll these. And then I also have some 8-sided die. So I don't know why kids get excited about different colored die. I have these in multiple colors, and they like to do that, so use your die. Then just recently I found this die that has multiplication and division, so you can roll 3 and it will tell you what to do. I also found several that have numbers on them. These have plus numbers, like +4, +5. These have subtraction numbers on them, so you can play with those. And then I even found some fractions. So I picked these up at a convention somewhere. So if you're gonna be at a convention, you might check some of those places that have fun family games, or those booths that just have all the random things. That's where I got these. Speaking of conventions, I was just in Chicago, or Bourbonnais, Illinois last weekend. Got home late Sunday, headed out early in the morning to go down to Orlando for the FPEA convention. So if you are coming to the Florida convention, make sure you stop by. We are going to have some great stuff in the booth that I don't think if they've publicized or promoted, but if you're in Orlando and you're coming to the convention, make sure you stop by and say hi at the booth. If you've already ordered your curriculum, just come by and say hi. If you haven't ordered yet for this year, don't forget we'll have a $40 coupon and lots of surprises as well. So another game that I like to play is multiplication bingo. So this is a 5x5 grid. This one I pulled out of my, we know the 3s, the 4s, and the 5s. Facts, so that's what these are. And then I just typed up all the facts. I would cut these out, put them in a cup, and that's what I would draw. So whoever, you can play blackout, you can play straight line, diagonal, all those bingo things, but bingo is a fun way to do it, especially if you get to use like M&Ms or chocolate chips for your bingo markers. So bingo is a fun way to work on those math facts as well. Then if you need to get outside, grab some sidewalk chalk. If you have an early learner, just draw a big number line and do just like you do on your math paper. When you're adding 5 plus 2, get them to go to the 5 and go 2 steps forward, or 5 minus 2, 2 steps backwards. That's the easiest way to do it. You can also mix up the numbers. You could do separate just circles with 12 or 10 or 15 and then have them run to the answer when you give them a math problem. If you have, numbers 1 to 20, not in order, go ahead and call out, what is 2 plus 8 and have them run to 10 or whatnot. If you're learning multiplication and you want to work on factors, it's fun to do like a twister kind of game where you write your factors out and then you could call out 24 and they have to be on a 4 and a 6 or a 12 and a 2 or a 3 and an 8. So involve their minds and their bodies in doing that. So lots of fun things that you can do, like I said, with just common household things to get math going, and it doesn't have to be so boring. Challenge them to see if they can beat you. So that is what I have for math. I do encourage you to stop by the Sonlight booth if you are in Orlando this weekend. Also North Carolina is this weekend if you're there. And then the season is about halfway through, so we'll be everywhere. But do stop by to see us, and like I said, we're going to have some cool stuff in the booth that you'll want to know about. So thanks for joining me today. I hope that everyone is getting ready for, well, I guess since we're international, maybe not everybody's getting ready for summer. Here I see on the app lots of people posting their last day of school photos. So congratulations on surviving and thriving this year. We're glad Sonlight could be a part of that. I hope that you guys all have, and then we got the Netherlands. So we were really, really international today. So if you have another question, go ahead and post it real quick. Otherwise, we're gonna wrap up and we will look to talk to you very soon. Thanks for joining me today.